Good evening, everyone. Here I am, Monday night, 8:30. I'm all over the place with time. One time it's Friday morning, one time it's Tuesday afternoon. But the fact of the matter is, the best one I ever had was the Friday before New Year's. I think you were all home from work, you had your families over, you were looking for an escape, and you were probably drinking, which certainly helped me look better. But in any event, what I want to do today is talk to you about improving your life through personal accountability. Now, management consultant Todd Herman defines personal accountability as being willing to answer for the outcomes resulting from your choices, actions, and behaviors. In other words, you got to own it. Now, generally speaking, people are quick to seek out attaboys for perceived jobs well done. However, when we fall short of a personal goal, miss a deadline at work, or drop the proverbial ball with our families, well, people tend to bury their heads in the sand or come up with a myriad of excuses as to what went wrong. As a society, I could argue that a lack of accountability is one of our greatest weaknesses. Now, we see examples of it every single day. When I say it, I'm talking about a lack of accountability. We see it in politics, we see it in sports, and we see it especially with the media. We collectively as individuals and as society must learn to accept responsibility for what happens, good or bad, and avoid blaming others when things go wrong. Now, as a former collegiate soccer player, a goalkeeper, this was a constant struggle for me. When I was scored on, which admittedly didn't happen often, kidding. It was always easier for me to blame the 10 other players on the field for not doing their jobs, rather than asking what could I have done differently to prevent the goal. Now, I'll admit it's something I never truly mastered as an athlete, and I'm sure there's probably 10 or 12 guys out there listening that would concur with that. But I think I've done a better job off the field as a salesperson, a manager, and a leader at taking accountability. Now, our natural instinct is to think of accountability primarily in relation to our respective jobs or careers. But accountability is required in every aspect of our lives. Accountability applies to setting personal goals, parenting, friendship, and even our role in society. Now, we see this last one, our role in society, rearing its head almost daily in regards to people's raw emotions and visceral reaction to the presidential election. But it does beg the bigger question. Did people hold themselves accountable and exercise their right to vote? And did they influence others in a positive way, in the right way, to make the right decision in their mind? But I digress. What I want to do now is I want to focus on us. Personal accountability. Now, we can't hold others accountable if we aren't willing to start with ourselves. Personal accountability is an ongoing, almost habitual commitment to ourselves, our purpose, our goals, our jobs, and our relationships. Now, taking total ownership of our lives is a conscious and continuous decision, which can, and often is, thwarted through excuses and negativity, our own negativity, or worse yet, the negativity of others. Now, when you take 100% responsibility for holding yourself accountable, your life will dramatically improve. Your relationships with your boss, your coworkers, your spouse, your friends, and your children will flourish. And your personal worth will reach dizzying heights. In other words, you will become a better version of yourself. Now, for those of you who have been regular viewers, you have undoubtedly heard me say that before, talking about becoming a better version of yourself. Now, we've identified all the reasons we should become more accountable. But the bigger question is, how do we become more accountable? Now, here are some broad strokes. Obviously, you can delve into these a little bit more, but it'll at least get you started. Number one, take responsibility for yourself, your actions, and how you respond in a given situation. Number two, don't allow others or their negativity to influence your decisions. Always do the right thing, even if it's the difficult thing to do. Live in the moment, but plan for the future. You know, in my 45 years, I've yet to meet anybody that's been able to successfully change the past. So don't dwell in it. Set realistic and challenging goals, but always make them attainable. Be honest and genuine in all of your interactions. Don't be who you think others want you to be. Be your authentic self. And I can and I may do an entire presentation about being your authentic self, because that is so critical. And last, if and when you make a mistake, an error in judgment, or just plain forget to do something, ask yourself these questions. What did I do wrong? And what can I do better or differently next time? Now, accountability isn't a sometimes thing. It's an all the time thing. It must be done daily in all aspects of your life. I suggest creating a personal accountability program, or a PAP. It begins with defining your purpose. I am never going to let up on that one, gang. I'm a big believer in finding your purpose, as you all know by now. So it begins with finding and defining your purpose. Number two, or step two, is establishing personal and professional goals, which is a subject I will get into in a later talk because it's critical, not just at work, but at home, to set goals for yourself. And step three is continually checking your progress. How are you doing? Are you falling short? Are you exceeding your target? Now, if you've completed one of your goals, it's time to create a new one to take its place. Don't ever be content with achieving your goals. Always set new ones so you're having something to strive for. Now, in his amazing poem, Echoes of Life and Death, William Ernst Henley famously wrote, "I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul." Words to live by indeed. Thanks as always for your time today. I welcome your comments in a public forum. I got big shoulders, I can handle them. And as always, I ask you, please click share so others can begin their journey to personal accountability. Once again, thank you. And remember, today is a new day.